Connect with your heart so that you can feel the beat of it, so that it makes you more aware that you are living. We're going to begin by laying down flat on our backs. So extend your legs away from you and slowly roll yourself down. You can use your hands to move along the legs as you tilt the pelvis and bring the spine to connect with the mat. And then allow your toes to drop outward, the heels pointing towards each other, allowing there to be about hip space between them. Have a breath in and out and stretch along the mat, along your spinal cord, and gently draw your chin down towards your chest so that you lengthen the upper part of the spine and that you rest centrally on the back of your head. Let's then bring the left hand to rest just in the middle of the chest, and we bring our right hand to rest on top. Unclench your teeth and relax your shoulders. Soften the skin on your face. Unfurrow your brow. Allow the skin on your face, especially around the cheeks, the temples, the forehead, allow it to smooth back towards your hairline. You might like to close the eyes and tap in to your heartbeat. See if you can feel it within the palm of your left hand, within the heel of your left hand perhaps. And tune in to the rise and fall of your chest, synchronized with the rise and fall of your belly, to the ebb and flow of the breath that is circulating within and also outwardly from you. And then we'll gently release the hands down to the side of our bodies. Take a nice deep breath in and sigh it out. Let it go. Let's bring the heels of the feet together, the toes touching, the big toes touching. And then you can either keep the eyes closed or you can open them, finding a point of focus on the ceiling. You're going to inhale and draw the left knee in towards your chest and clasp the fingers around the left shin. So you're going to really pull the thigh close to the trunk of the body, drawing that knee almost as if it's coming towards the left shoulder. You might feel some pinching in the left hip, but that's okay. You're just giving a little bit of a massage into that hip area. Let's mobilize the left ankle by turning the foot in a circular motion, going anti-clockwise for a few rounds and then clockwise, maybe thinking that the big toe is tracing around the size of a tea plate. And then let's point and flex the left foot. And then allow that left foot to become
neutral once again, and take a nice deep inhalation. Let's gently bring the left hand to the inside of the left knee and the right hand to rest on the right hip. And then when you next exhale, you're going to let that left knee drop out and downward. So you're releasing in that left hip. There's no need for any force. You're just watching the breath. You may need to bring a gentle pressure with the right hand onto the right hip so that you keep the back of both hips connected with the mat, the ground beneath you. Just check on the teeth again that they haven't become clenched. It will always happen through concentration that you may tend to grit the teeth and maybe even stop the breath from flowing, but try and avoid both those things. Keep the breath flowing and allow the teeth to be unclenched. Then let's bring that left hand to support underneath the left knee. We'll take a breath in and you're gently going to push it back to that central position and then swap over. Bring the right hand outside of that left knee and extend your left arm out in line with your left shoulder. Another deep breath in as you create a little more space within the torso and draw that left knee over and across so that you're bringing this wonderful twist to the lower spine. Now you want your left knee, left shin and left foot to reach the mat all together. So if you find that your left toes are touching the mat but the left knee isn't, then pick those left toes up and get them aligned with the knee so that your shin is perpendicular, and just work on creating space when you inhale and surrendering when you exhale. And then you might like to take another breath in, and when you breathe out, turn the head and neck to look out past your left hand. Breathe fully into the position. See if you can have that check-in on the beat of your heart again. Are you able to feel it, or at least sense its presence? And then gently return to the centre. Give yourself time to adjust your position, allow that left leg to straighten, coming back to that supine pose known as Savasana, pose of serenity. Softening in the face and along the jawline once again, and preparing to go to the other side. As you next breathe in, you'll draw that right knee in towards you. You'll link the fingers and grasp around the shin. You'll lengthen through your torso and really pull in that right knee up towards the right shoulder, or at least the right chest, the right side of the chest. And then let's make circular movements with our right foot, our big toe circling almost as if it's tracing around the edge of a tea plate. And then in the opposite direction. So if you just went anti-clockwise, go clockwise now. And then let's point and flex. Continually checking that your breath is flowing, that the skin on your face is soft. Maybe you have that point of focus that you are looking at. concentrating on. And then drawing that right knee as far up towards the right armpit as you can, and then we'll bring that right hand to rest on the inner right knee, and the left hand comes down to the left hip. Just a little bit of gentle pressure so that you keep that left buttock and hip connecting with the mat. Nice deep inhalation comes next. And then you exhale and relax out in the right hip, loosen and surrender in the right hip. Relax in the shoulders and breathe, staying tuned in to your flowing breath and that ever-present heartbeat. And then we'll breathe in, bringing the right hand underneath the right knee to assist bringing the right knee back to neutral, and then the left hand comes to the outside edge of the right knee and you draw it over whilst extending your right hand out in line with your right shoulder and allowing the knee, shin and foot on the right hand side to come down to the mat together. So again, check on your position, have that honest approach that if your right toes are touching the mat but your knee isn't, pick your right toes up and align them with your right knee. And just follow the breath. Remember, the breath is your guide. Another nice deep inhalation, and as you exhale, turn the head to look out past the right hand. And in the fullness of the posture, connect with that synchronicity of the chest and the belly rising and falling. And then with a breath in, we'll assist that right knee up and over, back to neutral, and stretch and extend to bring yourself flat, supine, pose of serenity. Allow your hands to move away from the hips, backs of the hands into the mat. The fingers curl naturally and allow there to be space between the fingers so that you can feel the air circulating and touching on the fleshy parts within the palms of your hands. Become aware of the temperature of the air that is touching on the palms of the hands, and notice if this differs from the temperature of the air that is touching on the soles of your feet. Then we'll take a breath in and we'll draw both knees in towards the chest and bring our hands to rest just under the knees, and keeping the knees and the ankles and the toes glued together. They do not separate. Let's make a circular motion with the knees. So we're actually mobilizing the hips a little further here. Rotating first in one direction and then the other. Check that your knees are still together, ankles and toes still touching. Freeing up the base of the spine, allowing it a greater potential of mobility too. and then back to neutral. And let's bring the right leg to stretch along the mat once again. Draw the left thigh in towards us, clasp around the shin. We're going to engage the stomach muscles now. A nice inhalation as you pull the tummy in and lift the shoulders away from the mat and draw the nose towards the knee. Now avoid pulling on the neck and throat muscles. So if you're really tense in the neck and throat, be aware of this and try and exchange the tension to go and work down deep in the stomach. It is actually your abdominals that have picked your upper body up. And then exhale, release. Let go of any tension you may have created, especially in the shoulders, the neck or the throat. We'll breathe in again, lift. Activate the abdomen. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift. And see if you can take a full round of breath here, and if you feel able to, just draw the right foot away from the mat. It only needs to rise up 2 or 3 inches. And breathe. Get the shoulders away from the ears. So be aware if you're really pulling in and tightening, you want to stay quite relaxed in the upper neck and head and engage the stomach. And then release. Nice deep breath in through the nostrils. And as you exhale, begin to straighten that left leg. Do not judge yourself if it doesn't straighten fully. If you've got a bit of a bend, that's okay. Or you could put a belt or strap around the sole of the foot. Allow the leg to straighten and hold on to the straps. And then even if your leg is straight and you're holding on to your strap here, that's still good, because you just then have to work on loosening and freeing up any tension in the left hip. If you are able to link those fingers and draw them around the back of the left leg, around the calf muscle, then do so. You can gently get those elbows going out to the side every time you breathe out. And then if you want to move up to the next level, a nice deep inhalation, engaging the stomach muscles, lifting the shoulders, drawing nose to knee, knee to nose, and exhale, lower. Let's go once more. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, lower. Third time, breathe in, lift. Round the shoulders, get the chin down towards the chest, as well as drawing the nose towards the knee. If you feel comfortable and able, release the right foot away from the mat. Have another round of breath here. And then exhale, and gently with the left hand, a little rub on the left hamstring, allow the left knee to bend and stretch it along the mat. Let go of the shoulders. Surrender any tension that you may have pulled into that area. Feel it as it unravels, releases and lets go. And then we'll breathe in and we'll draw the right knee in towards us. Let's link the fingers, grasp around the shin, really draw that right knee close. Once again, we're going to engage those stomach muscles. Every time you breathe out, that belly button is going to pull back and deep down. And it's going to connect to the base of your spine. And it's going to strengthen and support the spine. Nice deep breath in as you lift the shoulders and draw the nose towards the knee. keep the right foot nice and soft. It doesn't have to be tense. You don't have to be tensing through the toes. They're just relaxed. Exhale down. Breathe in, lift. Exhale down. Breathe in, engage in the stomach. Lifting, drawing the nose towards the knee. And then if you feel comfortable and able, lift the left heel away from the mat. And breathe. Unclench the teeth. And then exhale, lower down. Surrender the shoulders. Another breath in. Think of having some space made in the torso. And then as you exhale, begin to straighten that right leg. Bring your belt into action now if you need to. Again, non-judgmental if that right leg doesn't fully straighten. Your breath is going to guide you. It takes time for muscles, tendons and ligaments to stretch, to gain greater suppleness. So have patience. And if you can, catch around the back of that right calf muscle and little gentle elbows going out in their opposing directions. Once again, ready to engage the stomach. Breathe in, lift and round the shoulders and bring the nose towards the knee and the knee towards the nose. Exhale down. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift. Release the left heel away from the mat if you can, if you feel able to. Otherwise, you can keep it on the floor. Stay tuned into the breath and the presence of the heartbeat. And then gently release, bring the right hand, a little rub on that right hamstring as you bend the right knee and allow the right leg to straighten, finding yourself once again in Savasana. Allow the backs of the hands to rest into the mat, away from the hips, the toes dropping away from each other, and surrender your body weight into the ground beneath you. And then let's bring the heels of the feet together. Breathe in, draw both knees in towards the chest. Exhale, straighten the legs. Flatten the soles of the feet by drawing the big toe and the little toes down towards the trunk of the body, just slightly. Again, if you need to have a bend in the knees here, do so to begin with. If the legs begin to shake at any point, it's the nervous system telling you that you're actually stretching just a bit too past your ability at this moment in time. So listen closely to what the body is telling you and accommodate and adjust to that. You could have the belt or strap under the soles of your feet, holding on to either side, and you can have them at a point that feels more comfortable. We're just allowing some of the blood to drain from our feet now. So you may feel that the temperature in the feet and the shins might drop a little. And we're going to engage the stomach muscles once more. So we're going to leave the left foot where it is. And when we next exhale, we're going to begin to lower the right leg, keeping both legs as straight as possible. It will work deeper abdominal muscles with the legs being straight. Once the right foot touches the floor, you can then either bend that right knee in and then straighten it alongside the left, or you can take it up straight. And then we'll leave the right foot where it is as we lower the left leg. Now we can use the palms of our hands as levers into the mat to assist with the leg lowering and lifting. But remember to avoid pulling any tension into your shoulders, your neck, your throat, or your teeth. You need to actively engage your stomach muscles as you continue to lower and lift the legs alternately. And do it nice and slowly so that you are consciously controlling, so that you have time to figure out if you are pulling tension into any parts of the body where it doesn't need to be. And so that you may consciously retain that link with your breath and even your heartbeat. If you can still feel its presence from when you had your hands on it at the beginning of the session. Let's do one more lower and lift of the leg, and then we return to a central position. Bend the knees, bring the arms across the shins and give yourself a hug. You might like to just even rock from side to side to give a gentle massage through the spinal column. See if you can keep the base of the spine having a connection with the mat. So avoid allowing too much of the buttocks to rise up. And return to neutral. Nice deep inhalation through the nostrils. Exhale, straighten the legs. Bring the hands beside you. Place the palms of the hands into the mat. We're now going to lower and lift both legs together. So this really does entail strong abdominal presence. Nice deep breath in to prepare, and then as you exhale, begin to lower the legs. Keep the teeth unclenched. Keep the breath flowing as you lower. Try and avoid collapsing the last muscles as you just reach the floor. See if you can still control the lowering of the legs. They'll get to the point where the stomach muscles just want to give way, or they may shake furiously. It's at that point that you just want to recheck that you're relaxed and releasing tension while still having this flow of energy that enables you to lift and lower the legs. So once the feet are on the floor, just adjust, bring the chin back down toward the chest. Nice deep breath in as you raise the legs up. Keep pulling the belly to support the spine and retain a good connection along the mat. You might find that at some points it tries to lift up and raise up, and that's when you really need to engage those stomach muscles. Let's see if we can go again. Get those shoulders pressing back into the mat rather than them trying to round forward. And release once they touch the floor, and then preparing to raise them. Breathe in, pull the tummy in. And lift the legs. We've got one more to go. As you lower the legs, try and do it to the count of 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and at 1, can you just keep them above the mat for another breath in, and then exhale and gently lower and release. Allow those hands to roll outward now, so the backs of the hands rest into the mat and the fingers curl naturally. Release your toes away from each other and have a round of breath, checking in with the torso, checking in with the chest, the rise and fall thereof. Let's once again bring the left hand to the sternum, the breastbone, the right hand on top, gentle pressure. Reconnect with the beat of your heart. Surrender all weight of the body into the earth beneath you. You feel safe and secure in your surrender. Being aware of how alive your body feels, how alert the mind is to the presence of the heartbeat. Let go of all tension. Let go of all that is no longer required, whether that be tension in the body or tension in the mind, by way of perhaps negative thoughts or emotions. Allow the beat of the heart to break them down and release them. And then release the hands. Breathe in, draw both knees in towards your chest, and then rock yourself up, bringing yourself round into a cross-legged position. Resting the hands at the knees, whether they be down facing or up facing, whichever you would prefer. Rise up through the trunk of your body, and then bring the palms of the hands together to give a moment of thanks to yourself for your practice, remembering that perseverance and patience are two great aspects to have when it comes to yoga. And remember that through patience and practice, yoga will bring many benefits because it's so good for you.